What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Game Night YouTube channel. In today's video, guys, we're doing a full playthrough of Caldwell Manor by Upsize Fun. Guys, this is the expansion for Lost Rubies of the Amazon and the Crumbling Pyramid, which I've got both of the cases for those games right over here off to the side. So these are two amazing VHS solo player games, once again, by Upsize Fun. Highly recommend checking these out if you haven't already. And I have a tutorial up on the channel for Caldwell Manor, which again is the expansion for both of those games. So be sure to check that out if you want to learn the ins and outs on how to play the game. I also unboxed the game in that video and kind of go over all the new components and stuff and how they factor in to those other two games. It also serves as a storage box to house all the components of all of those games, all three of the games, the expansion as well as Lost Rubies of the Amazon and the Crumbling Pyramid. It'll all fit right here in this box. But in today's video, we're doing a full playthrough, guys. So I've got everything pretty much set up on the table and ready to go. So I'm going to set the box off to the side, like so. And I need to make a rule clarification right out of the gate here. So Ben over from Upsize Fun, he left a comment and messaged me, and he was like, dude, you did a fantastic job on the video. You got everything right except for one thing. And it's a very important thing. So when you're going through these cards, when you're going through the exploration cards here, or the expedition cards, I was telling you guys that you only need to roll for your artifacts whenever you resolve cards with a number on them like this. And I was saying that whenever you get to cards like this, where you've got like a little special event, that you don't roll for your artifact or to find out if you lose or find one of your team members if you're playing with the Lost module. And that's actually not the case. You're supposed to roll for both of those things, an artifact and to find out if you lose or find a team member after every single card. The only time you don't do it is if you skip the card. So there are certain cards that will tell you that you could skip them. I don't know if there's any actually in Lost Rubies of the Amazon, but I know that there are some in the Crumbling Pyramid where it'll tell you at the top of the card that you may skip the card. In the case that you decide to skip the card, that's when you don't actually roll for those. So I'm going to make sure that I play that the right way. And oddly enough, I'll cue you guys into a little bit of behind the scenes here. I actually had 2 playthroughs of the game recorded before I found out. And so I ended up just scrapping those, and I'm going to make sure that I play the game properly. So rather than waste your time watching me play the game incorrectly, I'm just going to redo it, and we're going to play through the game again, and we're going to do it right. So let's go ahead and hop into it, guys. What you can do whenever you start the game is, oh, look, I even have my stuff from last time still on my sheet here, so I'm just going to go ahead and erase this stuff. I had lost quite a few people. I did 2 playthroughs and all my people died. So let's go ahead and erase all the things that I chose, and we're going to start over. But what I was saying is what you can do is you can roll for your expedition location. If you roll a 1, 2, or a 3, you're going to get the Amazon, of which of course is Lost Rubies of the Amazon, which is what I have set up here. If you roll a 4, 5, or 6, you're going to go to Egypt and you'd play the Crumbling Pyramid. The way I'm going to do it is I'm just going to pick the Amazon, and we're going to play Lost Rubies of the Amazon. We're going to try to make our way through the jungle and then get to the pyramid. I'm going to play it that way. And then we're going to roll for our expedition size, and we need to set up the rest of our little ledger here, our little sheet here. So I'm going to play on medium difficulty. So this means that we're going to be able to start with 3 letters from home whenever we're playing Lost Rubies of the Amazon. And when we're playing the Crumbling Pyramid, we'll get to start with 3 letters from home and 3 torches as well. You always start with your 4 supplies. We've got our 4 team members with yours truly leading the way up here in the front. And we're also going to choose, in the playthroughs that I got rid of, the 2 that you guys aren't going to see, I went for 40 points and I got no points. So I think I might dial it back. Since we're playing on medium, we're also going to go medium for the points value too. Let's start out small, guys. We've got all the time in the world to play harder difficulties in the future in the Caldwell Manor expansion. So let's start out kind of small. We're not going to go all the way easy just yet. We'll start medium and see if we're able to do that. If I get completely cremated, then maybe we'll dial it back to easy and then work our way up from there. Or if we do well, we can move on to hard next time. So our goal is to try to get 20 artifact points, which we need to fill up in these stars down here. And these are in little groups of 10. So basically we can ignore all the ones over here. We're trying to fill up this first 20 groups of stars here and take our artifacts and line them up in our little exhibit down here. Cool. So, and this little image is just kind of like a little thematic image to show that that's where you're presenting and displaying all of your artifacts that you find in your exhibit. Cool stuff. So, of course, we're starting with a full list of team members, so we can have up to 16 team members that go on expeditions. Once they all die, that's when your whole adventure is over, and of course you take 4 with you at a time. Each time you lose team members at the end of an expedition, you'll mark in these bubbles, and then you'll get funding money plus $2 per perished team member to spend on these funding items right here, where you can get extra supplies, you can get med kits, you can get pistols, you can get charms to get rid of curses, and a few other little items that you could buy, which is really cool. I love that new mechanic in addition to the game. It is super, super fun. But on the first playthrough, you don't get any of that because you haven't lost any people yet, so you have very little funding. You've got no funding, essentially. You're just funding your own expedition. So you bring your letters from home and you bring your own supplies with you. So let's go ahead and roll and see what the expedition size is going to be. Let's see what we get here. We roll a 1. So if you roll a 1 or a 2, it's going to be a 3x3 grid, which means we're going to use these 3, and these 3 spaces. So this 3x3 grid here, the rest of the mat we're just gonna ignore for this adventure. And then we need 8 of these expedition cards to get added on top of the exit card, the escape card. So let's go ahead and grab the deck, and we're gonna separate them. We've got all the escape cards here. And I can tell you guys right out of the gate, dude, because like I said, I played a couple times. I, did those videos, and I played a couple other times off camera. The expansion is super fun. It adds so much. It is really, really fun. We're going to go from 1 through 5 to see what random card we get. If we roll 6, we'll re-roll. Okay, we got a 2. Let's set the other cards off to the side. We're going to set this here. And then we're going to shuffle these up. And we need to get 8 more, so that way we have 9 cards, because of course we're on that 3x3 grid. So we're going to have 9 cards total for the expedition. And since we're going on a little bit of a smaller expedition here, it means that we're going to be a little bit safer, because there's not as many options, or opportunities rather, for us to run into really gnarly things that might kill off our team members. But that also means that we have less chances to find artifacts too. So it's a little bit of a give and take right there. So of course, if you get like the full 9x3 grid where you have to play the whole mat, but you've got 18 cards, there's a lot more danger, but there's also a lot more chances to get artifacts. And then if you get the middle one, the 4x3, you can get 11, or you get 12 cards to go through. And that's kind of like a good middle ground, where there's a hefty amount of danger, but you also get a decent amount of artifacts as well. So I think we have 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 right there. Cool. I'm playing with the Hunters module, of course. I'm also playing with the Lost module, which is an optional module that you could play with the Caldwell Manor expansion. And I'll give you guys just a brief rundown of some of this stuff. So after each card that we resolve, we're going to have to roll for an artifact with an orange die. If we get a 6, we'll find an artifact, and then we'll roll again to determine the value of the artifact, in which case it would get placed up here. You can have up to a maximum of 4 artifacts. We need to escape and get back to the manor in order to cash in our artifacts, and for each point that we have for our artifacts, we'll get to fill in these star bubbles down here. And again, we're trying to go for 20 points in order to win. And the next thing that you have to do after resolving each card is roll a black die, and this is for the Lost module. If you roll a 1, one of your team members becomes lost, and you'll set them on this little lost token, and you'll place them on whatever card, whatever space you happen to be on, that your compass was on whenever you lost them. And then in subsequent turns, if you roll a 6 on the lost die, you can find lost team members, and they'll be able to rejoin your team and your party over this way. Cool, and I believe that is it, guys. And then other than that, we're just playing a good old-fashioned game of Lost Rubies of the Amazon. So let's go ahead and choose our danger card before we get started and move our artifact tokens down this way. And we've got some new danger cards, so I'll just give these a quick little mix. And you know what? I'm actually going to roll. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we got 5, so we're going to do this one. And cool, we got a new one. Let's go. I was hoping we would get a new one. I haven't seen this one before, so there's a few new things that you could run into here. I'm not too sure what they are. We'll just we'll get surprised together. And I've got a couple of little cards down here as references so that I can keep track of everything down this way. And I believe we're ready to go, guys. Yeah, I think we are ready to go. We got our tokens set up over this way. Let's go ahead and head out into the jungle. So, of course, the first card that we flip, the hunters will not follow us. They only follow once you get to the second card. So we're going to put our compass token here, and we venture out into the Amazon. It says roll all member dice, and it says that you lose 1 health for each 1 rolled, and then You gain supplies equal to the number of non-injured team members. This is actually really strange, and you'll just have to take my word for it. This is the exact same card that I got as the first card in the first playthrough that you guys aren't going to see, and I commented on how good it is to get this card as the first card, because you've got an opportunity to get like a ton of supplies since most of your team members are going to be uninjured. So this is really cool. It's starting out exactly the same. I already dropped the die. Starting out exactly the same. Let's go ahead and roll. We don't want ones. Okay, we got 1-1. So we're going to lose 1 health for each one. This is also the same thing that happened. I took 1 damage. This is very strange. So we're going to take 1 damage on this guy. You guys should expect that by now. I've got very strange, anomalous luck. So this dude takes a damage, and then we've got 3 guys left, and you gain supplies equal to the number of non-injured team members. So we gain 3 supplies. See, it's almost like you guys haven't even missed anything. You're literally getting to see the same playthrough. Very cool. So far, at least. So far. If the anaconda shows up, I think the anaconda showed up here as the next card, then it'll literally be the same playthrough. Okay, let's see what's going to happen here. Let's go ahead and... we also need to roll. We need to roll for an artifact, and we need to roll to see if anyone gets lost. So let's go ahead and do that. And no, so we didn't find any artifacts, but no one got lost, thankfully. So let's continue our adventure. If this is an anaconda, I swear. Okay, it's not. It's different, guys. It is different. I am not in the Twilight Zone. There we go. At least not in the same episode of the Twilight Zone. Okay, let's go ahead and move the hunters. So, of course, the hunters, if you roll a 1, 2, or 3, they move 1 card. If you roll a 4, 5, or 6, they move 2 cards. And you always move the commander last. So this guy's going to move 1. This guy's going to move 1. His buddy over here is going to move 2 and catch up with us by the camp. And the commander is going to move 1 and be back there with those 2 dudes. Okay, cool. So we're going to have to roll at least 1 hunter die because we got a hunter on our space. And then we need 4 expedition dice because we've got a 4 and we're at a campsite. And any of the team member dice, the yellow dice that we have left over after this, if we have any, we can heal one of our team members, or we can heal team members with those since we're at a campsite. So let's go ahead and roll. Okay, we did get a 5. If you have a hunter on your space, if they roll a 6 on the black die, they'll inflict 1 damage to one of your teammates. If you ever have the commander on your space, any 5s or 6s on any of the black dice will deal 1 damage to you. So if we had the commander here, we would have taken 1 damage, but we don't. We've just got a regular hunter, so we don't take damage for that. So let's separate our dice over this way, and it looks like we did fairly well here. So we've got a 6 to get rid of these 2 6s. We also have a... Ooh, we got a 4. You know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to use this supply and change this 4 up into a 5. And then I'm going to get rid of both of these 5s. And one of them is a black 5. So we're going to get rid of this hunter. Send him packing. And then we've got 2 1s here. You know what I think I'm going to do? That was a 1. I'm just going to take 1 damage here on one of our people. And then we've got a die left over. So we're going to get to heal since we're at a campsite, like I was just mentioning. And then we'll heal them right back up like so. Cool. So we ended up not really taking any damage there. Okay, nice. Now we need to search for an artifact and see if any of our team members gets lost. We want a 6 on the orange. Okay, nothing there. We're trying to avoid 1s on the black dice. Let's keep on going. We found another camp. Dude, people camping like crazy. We found the campgrounds in the Amazon. Let's go ahead and roll for the hunters. We're going to start with these dudes closer to us. He's going to move 1. He's going to move 1. You always move the commander last, so we'll move this guy next. He's going to move 1, and then the commander. He's going to move 2. Ooh, the commander guy catches up with us. He catches up to us. He sprints ahead. Sprints. So he's got 3 here, and we've got a hunter die to roll also. So, oops, we're rolling against 4 dice. So 4 against 4. We've got pretty good odds here, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Okay, let's see what we got. We've got no 5 or 6 here, which is good. I've got a... Ooh, what do I have? I've got a 2 to get rid of this 2. Let me put my dice over here by me. Okay, these are ours. We've got a 3 to get rid of this 3. And then I'm going to use one of our supplies, and we're going to change this 5 down into a 4. That's going to get rid of both of these 4s. So that's going to send this dude packing. And we got 1 left over, and we're at a camp. So, dude, we heal up. We're back to full. Let's freaking go, guys. Also, on the tutorial video, I'm sure many of you guys already saw it. whenever I was editing the video, I saw that I accidentally used a green die to take away. I think it was like one of the hunter dice or something. And in that video, I was like, wait, guys, did I just use a green die? Like, I couldn't remember. I got so discombobulated. I totally did. I totally botched that up right at the end. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video anyway. It wasn't so much about winning. It was more so just to show you guys the expansion and show you guys the game. But I was like, of course, man, it was right at the end. But it's all good. So we're going to go ahead and roll, see if we find an artifact and if anybody gets lost. And no to both. Okay, no artifacts yet. It's very hard to find artifacts because you've got a 1 in 6 chance each time. So it's pretty tough. And there is the freaking anaconda, dude. It just had to show up, didn't it? It just had to show up. Okay, so we're going to move here. I'll show you guys how you resolve this in just a moment. Let's go ahead and move the hunters. So this guy's going to move 2. I don't know if you want to come over here, dude. There's a freaking giant anaconda over here. This guy comes too. Okay, these guys are crazy. And then this guy moves 1. Okay, so we've got a 3 explore. We also have 2 hunters on our space. So we're going to roll against 5 dice and see what we get. We got a 2, a 3, another 3, and a 4. We don't have any 6s on the black dice, so that is good. We've got a 3 to get rid of both of these 3s on the hunter dice. So we'll send both of these dudes packing. Get out of our town, bros. What else we got? We got a 4 to get rid of this 4. And, ooh, do I want to just take the damage? I think I might. I think I'm just going to take the 2 damage that's left over here, and we're going to put that on our dudes. Yeah, we'll go ahead and take the 2 damage. Hopefully I don't regret that. And then we got to deal with the anaconda. Let's go ahead and roll for, see if we lose anybody and see if we find any artifacts first. We're snooping around in the jungle. Oof, we didn't find any artifacts, but we do lose a team member. So this dude gets lost. That is brutal. Okay, so he's going to get lost. We're going to place him here. And again, on subsequent turns, if we roll a 6 on this die, then we'll find lost team members. So he's not completely out yet. He's kind of soft locked out of the game right now. Okay, and now the way that the anaconda works is instead of getting to continue over this way, and remember, guys, we're on a 3x3 grid here because we rolled the small expedition, so we're only staying within these 9 squares here, or rectangles, rather. With the anaconda, instead of getting to continue as normal, it forces you to go down, then to the right, and then up. So that's going to put 2 cards here, and then we're going to have to continue, and then we're going to have to backtrack over those again. So it just basically adds like 2 more cards to deal with to your adventure. So we're going to have to put this one down here and move down, and this is to simulate the anaconda chasing us around in a circle, essentially. So we're going to move down. The hunters will follow you. They'll follow the same path that you take after the anaconda card, and in general, basically. So they'll always follow you. So we're going to go with this guy first. He's going to move 2. He's going to go 1, 2. We're going to roll for these guys because commander's always last. They'll go 2. He goes 2, and the commander will go 1. Okay. So these guys are going to end up looping around here and then following us down and up and then around. We're running all over the place, guys. We're snaking all through the jungle, no pun intended. We've got roll all member dice. On a 6, you gain a ruby, and if you fail, you lose 1 health. You may keep any 6 rolled and roll the remaining dice again. So obviously on this one, if we roll 1 6, we just automatically succeed. So let's go ahead and roll. And oh my god, that is horrible. I'm going to use a letter from home, and we're going to change one of these. We'll just change this 1 into a 6 because we can change it into whatever you want when you spend a letter from home. So we find a ruby. And of course, the rubies can be used to re-roll a team member die once per card resolution. Nice. Okay, so we found that. We need to roll to see if we find artifacts or the snake. And this is what I was talking about. This is the rule that I had got wrong. I thought that you were not supposed to roll for artifacts and to lose team members whenever you resolve cards like this. So yeah, this is cool. It actually gives me more of a chance to find artifacts, which is good. And this rolled way out of frame, but it is a 3. I rolled double 3s, I feel like 3 times or something this game. Double 3s, 3 times. Okay, that is it. Now we got to draw another one, and we're running in a circle from the snake, so we're going to go this way. Okay, we've got a 3. We also need to roll for the hunters. So this guy is going to chase. He's going to go down 1, 2, and catch up to us. These dudes are going to run after us. He goes 1. His buddy goes 2. And the commander goes 2 as well. God, they're really fast. They are catching up to us, guys. So we've got a 3 explore here. So we need 3 expedition dice, 1 hunter die. We don't want a 6 on the hunter die. Okay, good. We didn't get it. We got a 1, a 2 and a couple of 3s, and that is pretty bad, guys. We got a 2 for this 2 to get rid of this hunter, so that's something. But the rest of our dice are absolutely atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. I'm going to use a supply to change this 3 into a 4 and get rid of this 4. And man, this is brutal. I'm going to use a letter from home to change this 1 into a 6 and get rid of this 6. And I'm going to take 1 damage on the other. And this is tough, guys. This is really tough. Okay, now we need to roll to see if we find anything or lose any team members. Come on, give us an artifact, dude. That's what this is all about. We need a 6. We didn't get it. We got a 3 again. It is very hard to get these artifacts. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So technically, on average, we should have found at least 1 artifact because we got a 1 in 6 chance and we've resolved 6 cards. So a little unlucky so far. Let's keep on going. We've got to go up now. So we're going to go up this way. We're finally going to outrun and lose the snake after this. So we've got a 2 explore. Let's roll for the hunters. So again, even though the hunters are here, technically, and I heard Ben say this in one of his playthrough videos, that the hunters will follow you. So even though they're right behind us, I'm actually going to play it as though they're going to follow us and chase after us. So we got a 2 here. So this guy is going to move down. We'll move this guy next. He's going to move 1. Then this guy, since this guy wasn't here when we triggered the anaconda card, he's just going to actually follow us as normal. And then the commander moves 2. So 1, 2, and then he's going to move up. So these guys are going to run up around this way, and this dude's just going to run up and try to come catch us. Okay, so we don't have any hunters on our card for this one, so this is actually good. And it's only a 2, explore. So we got pretty good chances here. Okay, nice. We got a 4 to get rid of this 4. And we also rolled a 1 to get rid of this 1. And our remaining 2 dice, unfortunately, on an explore card, it doesn't do anything extra for us. But hey, at least we didn't take any more damage or lose any team members or like that. Because other than us, these 2 guys back here are pretty injured. And we still want to find this guy. Let's see if we can. We need a 6 on this black die, dudes. Come on, right here. We need double 6s. Right here. Double 6s. Dang it, a 3 and a 5. Is that the same thing we just rolled? I think it's the same thing we just rolled. Okay, let's go again. Now we're moving over this way. Oh no, the dreaded sand trap, dude. No, I don't like that. I don't like that. Okay, we're going to roll for this guy because he's technically closer. So he's going to go 1, 2. Then this guy is going to go 1. Then this guy is going to go 1. And then the commander is going to go 1, like so. Okay, cool. So now this says roll all member dice. On a 6, you lose 1 member to the sand trap. And 1s, you gain the curse. Okay, let's go ahead and roll. Okay, no 6s, but we did get a couple 1s, so we're going to gain the curse. Not great. You don't really want to gain the curse, but I could re-roll, but there's no reason to re-roll because we've got 2 1s, so we're still going to get the curse anyway, and I don't want to re-roll and risk rolling a 6 and also losing a team member, so we're just going to leave it there. I probably could have re-rolled on my last turn and maybe not taking a damage, but I forgot I had my ruby. I completely forgot I had it. Okay, so we don't lose any team members, but we did get the curse, and this comes into play if we run into particular escape cards. I know there's one in particular. I'm not sure if I think another one maybe got added. I think it's just one in particular that you don't want to run into if you have the curse. Okay, now we need to roll and see if we find any artifacts and if we find or lose any team members. 6s, come on, 6s. Dude, I've rolled a 3 on this artifact die, like literally every time. What is happening, dude? What are the odds of that? That is insane. What are the odds of rolling a 3 on a d6 like 8 times in a row? Okay, now we don't need to flip this card because now we need to move back down to here and work our way across. So we're going to move down this way. Obviously, this dude is not going to move because he's already on our space, but we're going to roll for the other guys. So this guy is going to go. He's going to move 1. This guy is going to move. He's going to move 1. And then the commander is going to move 1 as well. Okay, good. At least he didn't catch up to us. So we're back on this one. We don't have to resolve this because we've already resolved it. I'm fairly certain you don't resolve these a second time. Ben, if I'm wrong about that and you do resolve these a second time, if I'm supposed to be able to roll again for a ruby, let me know. I don't think I've ever run into this because the anaconda is like a new addition to the game. It seems like it might be a little OP if you could just activate this one again because you only need 1 6, but I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe you do it. I'm going to do it. You know what? I'm going to do it. And if you're not supposed to do it, well, Ben, let me know down in the comments. We're going to go ahead and resolve the card again. So we'll roll our team member dice. On a 6, we gain a ruby. If we fail, we lose a health. Let's see if we can get it. We did not get it. I kind of want to use 2 supplies and bump this 4 up into a 6. And then we can get ourselves another ruby. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that, guys. It seems good to me. So now we've got 2 rerolls to use. Now we're going to see if we can find an artifact. And, oof, we rolled a 1 on the artifact, which doesn't mean anything bad, but we didn't roll a 1 on the other die, so that's good. We don't lose anybody. Before we move, oh no, yeah, we're just going to go ahead and move. I was about to say we have to draw another card, but we don't. We just move. This guy, he's obviously going to move at least 1 to catch up to us. Then we got his friend over here. He's going to move 1. We've got this dude's going to move 1. And we got the captain, the commander. He's going to move 1. Wow, okay, good. They're slowing down. That's like the slowest I've ever seen the hunters. Usually they're running like Mach 10 through the jungle to come get me, dude. Okay. We've got another explorer, so we're not going to get anything special from this. We've got 1 hunter on our space, so we need 3 dice in the 1 hunter die. Let's see what we got here. We got a 3 to get rid of the 3. We've got nothing else. Looks like we've got literally nothing else. Guys, our rolls are pretty rough. Pretty rough. Well, we've got rerolls. We've got rerolls with our rubies. I remembered. Let's go. We get 1 reroll. Okay, I'm pretty sure I just rolled the exact same thing. We get a second reroll. And a 6, and we don't need that. Oof. Okay, well, those rerolls were completely useless. I'm going to spend a supply and bump this 6 down to a 5 and get rid of this 5. And I guess I'm going to do a letter from home. This is rough, guys. And change the 6 to a 1 and get rid of this 1. And send this dude packing. And then, unfortunately, we're going to take 1 damage. And we're going to put it on the old game night over here, dudes. I'm getting hit in the jungle. Okay, let's see if we can find a freaking artifact, guys. Can we get 1 artifact, please? No, we can't. And we lost another team member. This is rough, dudes. This game is hard. You have to be exceptionally lucky, and I am not even averagely lucky. So that's not a good combination. We're going to keep on going. What do we got here? It says, if you do not have any rubies, you lose 1 team member before resolving the first attempt. And then it says, if you have 1 ruby, you lose 1 health. If you have 2 rubies, you gain 2 supply. If you have 3 rubies, you gain 1 health and 2 supply. Okay, cool. So we get to gain 2 supply. So that is actually pretty good. Let's move the hunters. So this guy's going to move. He's going to go 2 and catch up to us. This guy's going to move. He's going to go 1. This dude is going to go a 1. And the commander is going to go 1. Nice, dude. The commander is just going nice and slow and steady, dude. He's not running ahead like he usually does. Okay, we've got a 7. That means we have to roll all 7 of these dice plus the hunter die. And the goal is to have at least 1 team member die left over, dudes. We've got 2 injured team members. It's not looking great. It's not looking great, dudes. And this was a short expedition, too. Okay, we got 2 6s, a 5, and a 1. Okay, I see a few 5s and 6s here. So we've got 3 5s. So we're going to use this 5 to get rid of these 5s. Let me make sure I'm not missing any. No. We got a 6 to get rid of these 6s. We've got a 1 to get rid of these 1s. Oh my gosh, dudes. Oh man. It would cost me 3 supply to change this down. No, I couldn't even do it, right? You could go 5, 4. No, yeah, I could. I'd go 5, 4, 3, but that's too much. That's too much. I might just... Oh, I got rerolls. I got 2 rerolls. Come on, give me a 3. Not a 6. Anything but a freaking 6, man. Give me a 3. A 5. Okay, fine. I'm going to spend 2 to bump this down to a 3 and get rid of this. Yikes, that sends this dude packing. This is rough, guys. Okay, we get to try again. And you don't roll for artifacts after each, and lost team members after each attempt on the escape card. You roll it one last final time if you manage to escape. And you get to roll all remaining artifact dice in that scenario. So we're going to go ahead and move the hunters. So this guy's going to move 2. This guy's obviously going to move at least 1. I know you always move the captain last, but he's always going to move at least 1, or the general, rather. We're going to roll this guy. He's going to go 2. Is it general or... It's commander, I think. Yeah, commander. Oh, it's not captain or general. It's commander. Okay, so now that we've tried this once and failed, the number goes down by 1, so we have to roll against 6 expedition dice. We've got the commander on our spot here, so we're going to go ahead and roll. Come on, guys, right here. Can we do this? Can we freaking escape the jungle? We got a 2, a 5, a 6, and another 2. I hate rolling doubles of the same number. Okay, wow, we've got a bunch of 2s. We've got 4 2s here, so all of those are taken care of. It sends the commander packing. Get out of our town, bro. Let's go. What else we got? We got a 6 for the 6. And dudes, check this out. We use the supply to change this 2 up into a 3. Get rid of both 3s. And we've got a team member die left. And we freaking escape the jungle, dude. We win. We escape the jungle. Oh my god. Okay. So now what we need to do is roll to see if we find our team members. So we're going to go ahead and roll. We need 6s. Okay, we didn't get any. So they are considered perished and dead, unfortunately. Or fortunately, because we'll be able to color in 2 bubbles and get $4 in funding for the next adventure. So that's pretty good. And now we get to roll all 4 of these remaining artifact dice. And we need 6s, guys. Come on. We need 6s. We got 1 6. We got 1 6. Okay, we found something. What is it going to be worth? What's it going to be worth? 6! Oh my god, let's go. No way, dude. Okay, well, hey, that is awesome. That is freaking awesome. That kind of makes up for it. Dude, let's go. Okay, so we escape with the old game night and red shirt dude over here. And we make it back to Caldwell Manor. And we need to color in 2 bubbles since we lost 2 team members. We're going to get $2 in funding per team member. So we're going to get $4 in funding for the next adventure. And then we can use that money to buy these items like I was telling you about earlier. They have a dollar amount at the bottom, and then when you flip them, it tells you what they do. And these are really cool because you place them underneath your character, and your characters can hold up to 2 items per character. So we'll be able to buy some items next time. It's going to be super sweet. Let's go. We'll put those back over this way. Nice, nice, nice. Cool. And then we got our artifact right here, guys. That is worth 6. So we get to color in 6 of these little star bubbles down here. And again, we picked the medium difficulty of 20. So we are basically like 33% of the way there almost. We're like almost a third of the way there. There we go. More like 30, 32, 31%, something like that. Nice, guys. That is awesome. Right at the end. That's amazing. Not only did we make it out, we actually got a really clutch roll with that 6 at the end too, to get an artifact worth 6. Let's go. And we leave these dudes in the dust behind us. And unfortunately, yellow shirt guy and Michael Jackson over here didn't make it out, unfortunately, dudes. But it is what it is. That was awesome. We actually managed to win. So the next time we play the game, we could either roll randomly to go to the Amazon or to go to Egypt. I think I'm just going to choose Egypt next time, and we're going to go into the Crumbling Pyramid on the next one. And then after that, I'll start rolling randomly. I just really want to be able to play both games and make sure that we get both games in and experience the expansion with both versions of the game. So I think that'll be really cool. And we're going to go on with a new set of team members. I think, you know what? I'm actually going to keep the game night and this person with us on the next expedition since they technically survived. Also, we had the curse, but it didn't come into play, thankfully. And we're going to bring 2 new team members along with us. And unfortunately, we'll have to say goodbye to these 2 right here. They didn't manage to make it out alive, so they're gone. But we do have 2 new team members to join us next time. So let's go, guys. Hey, there it is, dudes. There was a playthrough of Lost Rubies of the Amazon with the Caldwell Manor expansion. I hope you guys enjoyed this playthrough. If you did, be sure to hit that thumbs up like button down below and click the red subscribe button, and also click the bell so you can stay notified every time I upload a brand new video. And I'm definitely going to be doing more playthroughs of Caldwell Manor. We're going to continue the expedition next time. Like I said, going to the Crumbling Pyramid. We're going to go to the pyramid and get chased around by the mummy in the pyramid and look for some artifacts over that way as well, and hopefully find some and make it out alive once again. So there it was, dudes. Thank you so much again for watching. There is a crowd sale going on right now for Caldwell Manor. Go to the description below this video and there will be a link to the crowd sale for Caldwell Manor. You can go ahead and scoop that up along with the playmat for the game right here, which check out this amazing playmat, guys. It is freaking beautiful. I absolutely love it. Keeps all your stuff nice and organized, super thematic. It is awesome. Highly recommend scooping that up as well. And again, this will house all of the components from both games. Also worth mentioning, just in case, if it's not absolutely clear already, you need these games in order to play Caldwell Manor. So you could have one or the other. You don't necessarily need both, but you would only be able to use, you know, the expansion content for whichever of the 2 games you have, obviously. But Caldwell Manor does come with expansion content for both games, and the whole experience really is more fleshed out if you have both games. So I highly recommend picking up the VHS version of Lost Rubies of the Amazon and the VHS version of Legends of Expedition, or the Crumbling Pyramid, rather. And keep in mind, there is a mint tin version of Lost Rubies of the Amazon, which is excellent, and I do recommend that, especially for like traveling purposes and stuff, because it's, you know, it's pretty tiny, and you can, you know, just throw that in your pocket if you want to bring it along with you. But for this game, you need the VHS versions of Lost Rubies of the Amazon, and then there's only a VHS version of the Crumbling Pyramid. So make sure to scoop those up as well if you do pick up Caldwell Manor, and then you'll be completely set up and you'll have everything and you'll be good to go. So there it is, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll be back with another playthrough of the game soon. I'm probably going to keep it on the table and record it right now. So be on the lookout for that one in the very near future. And until then, have a good one, and I'll see you guys in the next video.